You could have heard this episode 48 hours early on our Patreon, patreon.com/indieheadspodcast. By joining us for as low as $1 a month, you'll receive episodes early and gain access to our Discord server. All of our upcoming episodes will be up on our Patreon 48 hours before it hits our public podcast feeds. And if you're hearing this via our Patreon feed, we thank you so much for your support. We especially want to thank our Real Ones patrons, including Melissa Reddick, Lily Mikowski, Tony DeSerafino, Chris Wade, Selectric, David Colbert, Maze Farms, Bex, Georgia Mikowski, AJ Moser, Rachel Hartman, Noah Kurtz, Waffle113, Alex Bulovich, Alec Felder, Adam Edwards, Jackson Christ, Elizabeth, and Derek Pemberton. To become a Real One, consider supporting us with a $5 a month donation or more, or receive bonus episodes every month and get a shout out at the top of the pod. But before we begin this episode properly, we'll be doing a live stream this Friday, March 19th at 8 p.m. Eastern on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/indieheadspodcast. Myself, Gavin, Alex, AJ, and special guest Barely March will be put through the gauntlet of weird YouTube videos as we celebrate the culture of car commercial music. We'll be joined by various members of the podcast itself and friends like Reanna, Shamir, and Chris Wade and Molly O'Brien from Introducing. So, if you want to join us for the stream, go to youtube.com/indieheadspodcast. It's all happening this Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you're hearing this via our public feed, it's happening tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. But anyways, though, enjoy this episode. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Indieheads podcast. I'm your host, Matty, at Marine Prince on Twitter. On this episode, I am joined by, of course, my lovely car commercial number one's co-hosts, Gavin and Alex. You may notice that this is going to be the way this is. It's just a normal episode. It's just a normal episode. I think this is 160. Episode 160. But we're reflecting on the miniseries that we just did, the car commercial number ones, which we just wrapped up last week, and this and the live stream coming up on Friday. Which before we begin this episode, let's talk about that. Of course, the live stream, youtube.com/indieheadspodcast. Myself, Gavin, Alex, AJ, and special guest Barely March will be watching a gauntlet of videos that Gavin has put together. We're joined by various Indieheads podcast members and some special guests like our good pal Reanna from the Butt Rock number one series. We have Shamir and then Chris and Molly from Introducing. Very excited to have all them on. So scared of the videos that Gavin has selected for us.
Yeah, it's gonna be really fun. If you've listened to all this and you don't plan on attending, I'm just gonna say it, you're making a mistake. I sound like shit because my allergies are kicking my ass to the extreme. But I don't care if my allergies are killing me on Friday. I will eat a gallon of snot to talk about these videos with my friends. It is worth it. Please come out. You will have fun. Everyone who came to the Butt Rock live stream had fun. And I think that I did a little more higher grade selecting here than I did with the Butt Rock ones. The Butt Rock ones, any old shit could get through my filter because I was just ready to have fun with my friends. This time I'm bringing grade A shit only. So please come out. You'll have so much fun. It's worth it.
Yes. I am excited and afraid. We have there is we maybe have bits planned. I'll be dressing up for the occasion. Gavin will be dressing up for the occasion. AJ's already got his best Muse shirt ironed and ready to go.
Alex got a shirt too.
Oh yeah, Alex, you got a shirt. So
yeah, weeks ago I put in an order for a 21 Pilots shirt and it's finally arrived.
Hell yeah. It's like Halloween. It's like Halloween. Come out and wear a costume and tweet it at us and we'll retweet it or whatever. we love that. We love that shit.
Like I'm so happy, but I'm still like so surprised that like, oh my god, like we all like 21 Pilots now. Like that was in development that I legitimately did not expect. Like coming into the series, but I'm very happy because
that was not a conceivable future for me a few years ago.
Shit happens when you do stuff like this, though. I mean, we're gonna get into it. It's the 10 best and the 10 worst of the whole shebang going on right now. This is a biggie.
Yes. So as Gavin said, we're ranking our top 10 and our bottom 10 songs of the car commercial number ones. Of course, we put out a feature on our Substack today as we're recording this, Tuesday, if you're hearing this on Friday, and then yesterday if you're hearing this on Wednesday, and so on and so forth. It's our latest Soft Sounds piece, softsounds.com or softsounds.substack.com. Very fun putting this list together. A lot of disagreements, as we'll get into, because there's a couple on here that we that where none of us align at all on some of our top 10 and bottom 10 entries. But let's just get into it.
There are a few tracks on these lists that Matty got in single-handedly.
There's
that
one
Gavin and I both cannot stand, or cannot stand the placement of this track, rather.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here's the thing. I wrote in one of these write-ups, it feels like we definitely talked about 115 songs. That's indisputable. We talked about 115 songs, and everyone agrees that maybe 20 of them are good, but the weird thing is everyone disagrees on what the 20 songs that were good are, which is very funny because that numerically does not add up, but it somehow always works out that everyone thinks about 20 out of the 115 are good. But we only counted the 3 of us because we're assholes. But
it's ours. We were here the entire time.
Right.
We did every single episode. We have the rightful place to be the only people to get accounted for in the rankings. Okay?
Worth noting, we were not the only people who listened to every single one of these playlists. A lot of our friends did, but we threw their opinions up on our Substack piece. So please check that out so you can see, what Natalie and Rose, AJ, Zach, all that crew thinks of all these songs. It's a worthwhile read. It's a great accompaniment to the podcast you're about to hear, where just the 3 of us somehow get mad at opinions that only the 3 of us have formed. Let's get into it. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. So again, also no guests, so it's just us 3, which again, which is weird. It's always weird just because we never done a podcast where, at least a full blown podcast, where it's just us 3. We've always had a guest on.
Yeah.
For the series, so it's nice. Me and the boys. We're the boys of Poddom.
That's right.
So we did do that little wistful like closeout of the butt rock number ones, where we talked about how we were a little bit sad to end the series. That's not what this episode is.
Hell no.
I would never be sad to end this series.
No, I'm glad it's done.
I couldn't even imagine feeling that way here.
Really, the second.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I was gonna say, this is us showing up at our biggest hater's funeral right now.
Exactly.
Like, this is what this is.
Yeah, literally the second we posted the playlist for the next series we're doing, all nostalgia for car commercial music is dead in the water. Like, we may straight up shit on some of the songs in our top 10 just because we're over it already. But let's talk about them. Let's talk about our opinions.
So let's start off with the worst entry. So we're gonna ping pong back and forth between the worst and the best.
Oh my god.
So starting off with our number 10 worst song of the car commercial number ones, we have Walk the Moon's 1 Foot. So let's hear a little bit of Walk the Moon real quick.
Oh my god.
So.
Oh my god.
Oh, it hurts.
Do we even talk about the little like high pitched backup vocal guy?
I feel like we did, but like we can get more into it this time.
Oh my god.
See, those verses are like okay, like they aren't good, but then it gets into this bit in the chorus and it's just unforgivable. That.
Oh. Ow.
Yeah, Soundwave at this point in time is really fucked up. For those of you who are interested in the hashtag Soundwave watch.
Oh my god.
No one can hear me over this.
No.
So loud. I should have turned down some of these even lower because it's already so loud. But that's Walk the Moon, 1 Foot. I will say when we did the episode, I did not like the song, but I wasn't as like on board on the hate. I'm fully on board on the hate this time. Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, a well-deserved bottom 10 here.
Yeah.
No matter what Lily thinks.
Lily.
This is terrible. This is only meant to exist in a commercial for like a DreamWorks like movie about Yetis or some shit. Like, no reason for this song to exist other than that. I hate the fake EDM and it somehow has Lumineers, Ho Hays, and like an annoying marshmallow chorus going on. It's putrid. This is putrid.
Yeah, like
this thing is basically Happier.
This is worse than Happier.
I would agree. Happier is really bad, but I think there's parts of Happier where it's like, okay, I can see why this would make, like, if you put this in a different song, maybe it could maybe it could be better. Like Happier is an extremely flawed song that's generally very bad, but it's like there's elements there that can work. But this is like there's nothing. Like, say what you will about Shut Up and Dance.
There is nothing in Happier that's working. I don't agree with this at all.
Okay. We're not gonna. The Happiest on the list. We're not gonna get into that.
It's true.
Somehow.
But
yeah,
but I will say with this song, like compare it to like Anna's Son, which we talked about on our first podcast this year when we had Beck send us in a playlist to review. Which, by the way, hey, we didn't say this on the last podcast, but hey, we changed around some tiers a little bit. So if you support us at the $8 a month tier now, you can send us a playlist. Basically, at that tier, you pay us $8 a month. You get to choose episode topics for us. So, hey, if you want us to discuss a 10-song playlist you're choosing, go on ahead. You want us to talk about a certain record, send it in your request. So, $8 a month, and you now have a chance to control the Indieheads podcast. But anyways, Anna's Son. Anyways, sorry to get the plug out there early,
Yeah.
I kept forgetting to get the plug.
It's a good deal.
But the Anna's Son, like, that's a song that has like some real energy to it. Say what you will about Shut Up and Dance, that song has energy to it. This has nothing. This is a boring slog of a song that's really annoying. It sounds like someone cashing in a paycheck.
Yeah.
You know, just like it's just someone going through, like, just being a body, essentially. Like, I'm a body devoid of any kind of personality or spirit. I'm just here to cash a paycheck and move on with my life, you know. And it's stinky.
So I want everyone to pause the podcast right now and go bring up the music video for this song. No one should have to listen to this. Put it on mute or something. But you need to see what, I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen a more pronounced visual representation of LA brain than I have in this music video. There's no person left. It's just all LA there. That's probably unfair to say. Mr. Walk the Moon is a human being, but my God, look at that outfit.
Yeah,
this is unfortunate. The bleach blonde, like hipster mullet. Oh God, just
and I think.
I can't believe that I'm moving to LA in a couple months. It's fucked up.
Yeah, Matty's gonna dress like that in about like
Matty's gonna join
year.
Walk the Moon at some point.
Oh, no.
Play that EDM riff on some sort of fucking synthesizer. Just terrible.
Oh God.
It's worth noting that like 75% of the chorus is literally just that annoying high pitched like that hellscape that Matty just replicated. Like that's 75% of the chorus, and I can't think of a better way to define why this song is bad. This song has half an idea and only expands upon 25% of that idea. It's bad. This sucks.
It like has something to say and then it chooses not to say it and just like drowns you in noxious EDM fumes.
This is supposed to be a comfort song, worth remembering. Yeah. This is a song about the election of Donald Trump, and instead of comforting me, it is blaring the loudest like EDM melody, like the worst EDM melody too. Like it sucks. Like just you deserve the bottom 10. You probably deserve to be higher than 10, but alas, somehow you did not go higher than that.
The math, they didn't work out. We did not imply Steiner math to this list.
We should have
drastically changed the odds at sacrifice. But before we get to the next one, I should say I'm moving to LA. I should tell why it's happening. I got a job. I'm working at a planetary group starting at the end of this month. I'll be moving to LA at some point this year. Once the whole pandemic is kind of resolved somewhat. So hey,
hell yeah,
yeah.
Well,
anyways,
welcome to LA.
I think I can resist LA brain, but it's gonna we'll see what happens. It's gonna be a fun journey no matter what. As I resist, I'm gonna be like fucking Roddy Piper and They Live, just seeing all these freaks. Anyways, let's get to the best list. So we're gonna ping pong back and forth, as I said. So our number 10 best song, which is purely on this list because of me, because I put it in my top 3, is The Neighborhood's Sweater Weather.
Oh my God.
Which let's hear a little bit of that on the pod real quick.
I can't believe we're gonna listen to this again. This thing is not superlative to me. I don't get it at all.
Songs like Cringe exist because of this song. Look, here's
That's
the thing.
True.
I'm gonna let Matty have it. Matty edited all these. Matty uploaded all these. Like, we're gonna just have to hand a couple of these to Matty. And, like, it's number 10. Whatever. There's a worse offense, in my opinion, than this being on the top 10.
It really isn't that bad. It's just gross. Like, it's just nasty shit.
Yeah, I get why people like it. It's not even close to my top 10, but congrats, Matty. You have beaten us down.
God. Look at how just... here's the thing. I'll wait for the song to end, then I'll get into it. Because, again, I had to, like writing a piece, I had to come to it being, like, both, like, this song is great, but also, like, my co-hosts are killing me for putting this on this list, so I need to defend myself somewhat. So let's go over a couple things. Number 1, is this song way too horny for its own good? Absolutely. No one should be this horny on radio at all. The fact they went number 1, this is like, what, 2012?
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck was going on in 2012 where everyone was this, like, dangerously horny. So don't, again, on principle, I am against horny on me.
Obama 2, baby.
Oh my god. Oh yeah. This is, oh my god. Okay, number 1, is it too horny for its own good? Yes. Is this song have LA brain tendencies? Absolutely.
Oh my god, everything makes so much sense now.
Yeah. I don't think they're from LA, but this is a song about, like,
you can tell they've been to LA.
You can tell they've steeped in the LA juices for some time. But folks, look, at the end of the day, here's the thing. It's literally only for I think there's a couple of people on the podcast crew that don't like the song also. But for most of my followers, whenever I talk about how much I like this song, almost all of my followers agree with me that the song is great and that this band is, well, I haven't listened to the band and I haven't listened to, like, any album by this band, but this band's not that bad. It's you know, they're basically the American 1975, but a lot less embarrassing, because we're Matty Healy, you know, just that man's, at the end of the day, that man just swings for the fences, and for the most part he chalks a couple of foul balls, so many foul balls that man gets into the stands.
Handed one of the worst L's in history by Dan Reynolds, who somehow did not appear on the best list, but that's just because Imagine Dragons are so good we couldn't agree on which song was the best.
Absolutely.
But, so congrats, The Neighborhood, or whatever your band name is. You have unseated a spot that was probably deserving of Imagine Dragons, but Matty liked your song a lot. So yes. we're just gonna let Matty have it.
This would have been my top 5 no matter what, but I think I put it number 3 because I'm like, okay, I have to strategize, because I know that Alex and Gavin, they're gonna agree on a lot of stuff, and so I kind of have to, like, I know that basically anything in our top 3 was going to make the list regardless, because I think we've done enough of these lists where we do the rankings like this. I know, like, okay, like, anything in the top 3, that's gonna make it, and so. But I do think it's a genuine top 3 song. I think the songwriting on here is incredible. I think the vocal melodies are great. The percussion sounds fantastic. Like, this is just like listening to the song, you're just like, okay, this band knows that they've made a hit, and it's just them executing it to its, you know, the best possible song it could be, and it just works amazingly for me. I just love hearing, like, the way the song flows and the journey that you go on. I love the ending part where sort of goes slow, like, you know, you're sort of drifting on the beach, and then sort of brings the song back, but much slower in the tempo. It sounds incredible in my opinion. This is one of the best sounding songs that we talked about in the series, on, of course, the 2010s being a series full of songs that just sound like shit, because
can't be mad at you for having that opinion at this point based on what we've heard.
Our number 1 song, which is not a spoiler, it's pretty clear what our number 1 song was going to be. I looked at the waveform for that for the first time in a while, and it's all green. It's all green.
And that fucking rules.
Hell
it's all green.
All green.
I get mad when it's good when songs that we like do it.
Yeah. When fun people do it, it rocks. But when bad people do it, no sir. Stinky. Whatever.
I think if the ideas in your song are loud enough to to like justify your song being that loud, you know? Like it works. Like Imagine Dragons, that's supposed to be loud.
Yeah.
The Imagine Dragons are supposed to be loud. Fucking Say Amen, High Hopes.
Oh my
no.
God. We'll get
No,
there.
thank you.
Spoilers,
We'll get there.
we'll get there.
Yeah.
On our best list, because we love that song. Whatever. Way to go, Matty. I'm not mad that this is number 10. It probably would have been something even dumber. It probably would have been This Is War or some dumb bullshit. So
I let you get one Jared post off on this Substack. My girlfriend was like you and Alex are fine, but Gavin, I have what is up with Gavin?
how do you not immediately understand when you hear that song why it deserves to be in the top 10?
Very easily, but we'll get there. So
Yeah.
let's reverse back though to our worst list. Number 9 on our bottom 10, another one that I got in just by myself. Dirty Heads, Lay Me Down.
Don't agree with this.
I have actually forgotten what this sounds like. I know it's like dubby, like post Sublime. Yeah, there it is. See, I just wish it was Sublime.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
Homeboy's dead. That's never gonna happen. But here's the thing. I know what's about to be said, which is white boy reggae. I'm just gonna say Rome innocent. Rome is not a white boy. Rome can do reggae all he wants. Dirty Heads, definitively not innocent. So let's focus all our energy on what they're bringing to the table here. Which, I mean, even I can admit, it's not good. This song is only passable to me based on comedy points, which, you know, mileage may vary on comedy points. So, I get it. I don't think this is bottom 10 material, but I'm not mad it's here. I get it. Thank you, Rome.
this is the most grill-pilled song I have
Absolutely.
ever heard.
I still, if you hear this at a barbecue, you're gonna eat good food. But any other context you hear this song, run. Basically, if you hear a white boy playing this on an acoustic guitar in the park, evacuate the premises immediately.
Oh my God. So this is another one that I got in because of me, and I think if I redid my worst list, I don't know if this would have made. I think this would have been on there, but it might have been a little bit lower because I think there are worse targets, but we once we locked in the list, we didn't really feel like changing it all that much because
Matty,
it's all songs.
I get it. We heard so much bad like white boy reggae or almost white boy reggae that you had to find the worst offender, and like this is it. Like take away Rome from it. This is bad.
It sounds, as I said in my blurb, it sounds amateurish. Like this, like the first episode, like looking back at that episode, like seeing the songs, it's just like what the fuck like what the fuck was going on at this time in the charts? Because at least by the time we hit like 2011 2012, it was starting like, okay, like here are like actual polished bands. Like here, this is just like who the fuck signed? Like it's like music industry executives like trying to figure out like, okay, what's the next big sound after butt rock, and just being like, hey, you, this shitty bar band that I found at my dive bar that I go to every weekend, do you want a record deal? And that's how this song came about, it seems like.
Yeah,
because it sounds so like the way that it transitions to the hook is so rough.
It's awkward. This is an awkward song.
Yeah,
it sounds bad. It just sounds like a bunch of like teenagers that have never been in a studio before. They have no idea what the fuck they're doing.
I can go ahead.
This song sounds like two frat bros got together to make a song for a public access ad for their uncle's surf shop. is like yeah,
this is so bar bandy. I can picture the guy wearing the like, what is it, a pork pie hat, and he's sitting on one of those like wooden block drums that you like bang with your hands. You know what I'm talking about? Like I vividly can picture the type of guy who covers this at your dive bar. And it's like, it's a bad scene. You have to leave when that band's playing. But I just Rome doesn't like. I have a soft spot for Rome and William Duvall from Alice in Chains because they kind of popped up around the same time and they got a lot of hate. But definitively, this is not Sublime with Rome. Rome decided to throw these shitheads a bone, and they did nothing with Rome's feature. So, but like, hats off to you, Rome, but the rest of you shitheads, fuck off, is where I'm at, I think.
Yeah, my final comment is that I want to expand on the dive bar thing, because I feel like saying they're a dive bar band, I feel like that's being like almost too kind to them, because that makes it seem like they have like, I feel like that makes it seem like they actually have some like some roughness, like, you know, like their edges are a little rough. This sounds like the Disney Channel original movie version of like a dive bar band. Like, it's, I could imagine watching like fucking Lemonade Mouth, and then they play this song about killing cops. Like, this is not a good song, but it does get some funny points for me, because this song is like extremely funny, but also this one's special because I think this is the first Scream song that I did, the first one where I screamed to a song on video.
Yeah, it's
So
sentimental value. I get it.
it's gotta be the one. It's gotta be on my list. If I
Sure.
scream to it, it's gotta be on my list. So
Sure, I understand. Don't agree, but I understand, and I'm not upset about its inclusion.
So yeah, let's get to number 9 on the best list, though, which is Bleachers. I Want to Get Better. So let's hear a little bit of that song real quick.
This is an extremely normal looking sound wave.
Yeah, this looks like a real song.
Yeah.
You can tell when the chorus happens. Please come to our stream if you like this song, because I may have a case against it.
I thought you were about to ask Jack Antonoff to come to the stream.
Jack Antonoff, please come to the stream and see what happens to your beautiful song. This is almost an Antarctica Vespucci song.
Which I think is kind of a compliment.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Don't like this part, but the rest of it I like.
Yeah.
Like the guitar solo.
Oh, sounds
The
so
guitar
good.
solo is really good. It does sound very good.
Yeah, as a person with no actual opinion on Jack Antonoff, this song's pretty good. It's in my top 10.
My only strong opinion on Jack Antonoff is that I'm extremely tired of all the discourse about him.
I get it.
Yeah, I don't want to talk Jack Antonoff. I'll talk about him now, because we're actually talking about music he made and why it may or may not be good.
Yeah, as I said in my blurb, I just want to read the blurb for this, and again, it pains me to hand it to Jack Antonoff at any point in time, but I gotta hand it to Jack Antonoff. This is a very good song. It hits. It's a song where it's like jarring production choices. Like, oh, it actually matches the subject matter. There's a reason why he made the musical decisions that he did, which I cannot say for most of the music that we listen to. Just, it's like, oh wow, there's like actual choices going on here that work and sound great.
It sucks so bad that we're just all in agreement. Like, this is a pretty good song, and that's enough for it to make our top 10. Whereas, like, I've already listened to every song on the '90s playlist, and I'm pulling my hair out trying to come up with the top 10. But like, this is a good song. We all think it's a good song, so it's in our top 10. Whatever, who cares?
Yeah, it's like I'm not gonna get, again. I got into the Antonoff discourse in my blurb a little bit. Like, I don't think he's a good producer generally. I think he is responsible for, or at least has a hand in, a lot of some of my favorite artists' like worst work, or just at the very least like artists who are good that they end up making a record with Jack Antonoff and ends up not being very good, or there's very strange decisions. Like, I think like part of the reason why I think that like Taylor has gotten a bit of a critical resurgence is because she stopped relying so much on Antonoff and started working with Aaron Dessner, I think. Is that the Dessner brother that she
Yeah, the
worked with?
Antifa one.
She made one album with Jack Antonoff, and it wasn't even her bad album. I'm like confused by this take.
I mean, he's worked with her since like 1989, but I think like around Reputation, Lover is when he ended up becoming like her go-to producer. Like, she works with a lot of different producers,
Yeah.
but like Antonoff was her go-to in that era, and that ends up being like, obviously in terms of like touring, it's a very like successful era, like the Reputation tour and the she did not end up, I don't think she ended up touring Lover. She held off on touring Lover, but the Reputation tour was like her highest grossing tour. So it's like, that's a record that, even if the eyes of like, certain music listeners is like a quote unquote flop, it's a record that did really well because Taylor has a really strong built-in fan base. It's going to support her no matter what. But nevertheless,
Also,
I don't think that her name.
Another thing is that Jack Antonoff is on Folklore, which is a great album that doesn't have any bad songs. So I don't know how you explain that if he is such a terrible producer, you know?
I think here's the thing. I've only listened to Folklore once, so I can only base this off of like what other people have said. But like, my sisters who are huge Jack Antonoff fans, or not my sisters who are huge Taylor Swift fans. Even they're like, yeah, the ones on this record that are produced by Antonoff, at least the newer one, not Folklore. What's the one that
Evermore?
Evermore isn't very good in my opinion.
Even on Evermore, they're like, yeah, the Antonoff like 1 or 2 are the weaker ones, and I think like Folklore, like Antonoff was only on like 4 or 5 of those tracks compared to like the bulk of the record. So like even then, I don't know. I generally, like I said, when it comes to like the Saint like Mass Seduction, Lord, I think at that point
Saint Vincent was gonna make those dumbass choices.
Let me continue, because I was gonna say I have shifted the blame from Antonoff so much on those records, because I think as I said in my blurb, the problem with Antonoff is not the fact that like he is it's part of the fact that he's a bad producer. That's not fully it. It's just like he's a yes man who will like go with artists no matter what. He's fully committing to the artist, you know, whatever they want to do with their records, which sometimes works out in the case of Lana Del Rey, and sometimes really doesn't work out in the case of St. Vincent, or is somewhere in between when we're talking about like Lord. So there's dualities. There's a lot of qualities to Jake Antonoff, but I don't hate him as much as I used to, but I do get very skeptical when he's very involved in a project.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
There's another world. There's another world where Carrie Brownstein produced Mass Seduction, and that album sounds exactly the same as the one that we got.
Well, because Brownstein would have been similar to Antonoff in that she would have been a sort of a yes man to Annie's decisions on that record. So it's like that's the Antonoff is just like he has a consistent consistent track record of essentially like letting artists make their worst decisions, you know, because he's just like, whatever you want to do, I want to do, which is fine. I think that if you're working with like really great artists who have really great ideas, that's fine. But you know, it's just like when we talk about the role of the producer, there's a lot of different roles they can place, and they can either just be someone who's on the boards or someone who is like basically like a 5th or 4th member of the band, or 6.
Yeah,
we're talking like 5-piece bands. Like when we talk about someone like Dan Carey, like that man has a consistent track record of like being pretty involved with the band and like helping them craft their songs. Or like Congleton, because Congleton was really important to St. Vincent. Like I consider some of those early St. Vincent records to be more or less collaborative records between Congleton and Annie, you know, of like very involved. But Antonoff is someone who is like simultaneously very involved, but also is like a yes man. So it's just it makes for a weird dynamics. But we're
lost in the sauce.
Yeah,
we're lost in the sauce. I just have 2 comments here. The first is this is not a visual medium, but the sun has gone down in Oklahoma, and I am full paranormal activity mode over here. It is dark, but my second comment is AJ specifically requested that I am not allowed to add one certain genre of video to the stream this Friday. I have gone against his wishes and added a Bleachers video that is directly in that genre. Please stay tuned to see AJ Moser have probably the worst night of his life. And if you remember the Butt Rock stream, he had to sit through a Christian puppet parody of Lips of an Angel, and just had this is worse. This is worse than that. So like, please come out. Let's move on.
We're gonna unlock some deep traumas in AJ Moser, and I'm so excited.
We're either gonna unlock a trauma or we're gonna inflict a new one. So either way, come on out. Let's move on. Let's talk about a bad song.
Yeah, so back to the worst list. Number 8, Capital Cities, Safe and Sound. Let's hear a little bit of that song real quick.
What if we just played Midnight City instead?
Well, I didn't prepare that.
Talked about Alex, how Midnight City is good.
My internet's really slow when we record this podcast, Alex. I apologize.
There's a hive in our Discord that thinks this song is good.
I'm a part of that hive. I think the song is fine.
Yeah, foolish. foolish. If you listen to our episode, that was a huge deciding factor. Like, I hated this song already, but the deciding factor was that episode, which we will dive into after we've listened to just how bad this song is.
I don't think this song is like pure evil. It's not bottom 10 for me, but
this was DJ Horsejean's number 1.
It's not good. Yeah,
that's fucked up. That's fucked up. Even I can say that's fucked up.
This is, if you like this song, you're a baby, and I'm not willing to budge on that. You like Raffi. If you listen to this, just listen to Raffi, you fucking baby. So it's worth noting. So Sadie and Shamir both presented like counter arguments that I don't necessarily think go against one another. So I'm just gonna relitigate this for a second, if the two of you do not mind this.
Yep, go ahead.
So Shamir worked retail, and they said this song came on all the time to a point to where it felt like drowning. And that's a point that is not worth ignoring, because this song was everywhere. This song was in 1,000 commercials. This song was in like every retail store. This song was inescapable. This song was everywhere. But Sadie brought up the point that these are two jingle writers who met on Craigslist and formed a band, formed a label that was called Cheap Hooks or Lazy Hooks or some bullshit, and put this song out and was like, oh, they're joking. They're in on a joke. I think these 2 points can exist, but artistically cannot exist with one another. If you were a jingle writer who wrote this song as a joke, making fun of like your job and how easy it is to write a shitty song for a commercial, but then you go ahead and license that song to commercials or have it play in retail stores 1,000 times, then all you did was write a shitty song that sucks. And this is a shitty song that sucks, written by two shitheads who ruined retail workers' lives for a couple of years. Honestly, this song makes me mad. Like, if you like it, like, fuck off. I'm sorry. This is bad. This is a bad song for babies. And it's so tongue-in-cheek. They think they can get away with it. Bitch. But you can't. Yeah. If, like, I'm not one of these people who's like, satire requires... Like, you can write a subtle satire, I think. But if you go against the point of a satire, which making fun of how easy it is to write a song for commercials, well, if you go and license your song that's making fun of that to commercials, then there's no statement there. There's no artism there. That's just pure shithead. Like, this is a jingle. So, so fuck off, you know? Like, this is, like, pure bottom 10 for me. This is this is the most car commercial song. Well, no, I apologize. There's one song that is more car commercial, and it is the number 1 song on our worst list. This is the second most car commercial song, but it's probably worse because it thinks it's tongue-in-cheek. There's no tongue-in-cheek. This is tongue-in-ass. Tongue in the ass of capitalism. Like, this is tongue-in-ass. Like, it's so bad. Like I am mad talking about this song. Justice for Shamir. Shamir should be allowed to execute a member of capital cities. And I'm sure they would not do that, because they're not, but they should be allowed to if
we will ask
it.
Shamir. We'll ask Shamir on the stream.
Shamir is too nice to ever do that. But deep down, there is something dark in everyone who worked retail around the time this song was popping off. So if anyone else has any opinions, I will allow you to speak it.
Mm-hmm. This song is fine. I have nothing else to say on it. It hits the serotonin levels, but also I understand literally every single bit of criticism thrown its way.
Yeah.
It's just like, if I worked retail when this song came out, I would fucking hate it. If I was more in tune with like what was going on, like not on the computer, because in 2012 was like peak, like I am on the computer all the time on rap forums. Nothing else exists to me.
Yeah, yes, I was working at Target. Luckily, we did not play music. But there was this, like, one of those, like, CD display things, and I remember this song, and I remember a song that, thank God, did not go number 1. Do you remember, "This is gonna be the best day of my life"? You remember that one? By American Authors. It was like a fake Lumineers song, but that was also terrible. That would definitely be on your bottom 10 if it went number 1. But these are the 2 songs I remember hearing, like, but only vaguely every once in a while. Like, it was not torturous for me. But yeah, like, if you did work in a store where you heard music and you had to hear this, like, straight up, like, burn these fuckers' houses down. Don't actually do that. Parody joke, but still fuck off, you know?
Yeah, I can like see how if I was working retail when this song was big and I heard it even more than twice, it would probably be my least favorite song of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think there's much else.
Well, let's talk about some good songs
about this.
Yeah, so let's move back onto the best list. Number 8, 21 Pilots, The Hype, our first of 2 21 Pilots entries onto the best list. So let's hear
well deserved. I never would have thought I would say that, but well deserved.
Yeah, let's hear a little bit of the Hype right now then.
This was one of the last 3 songs we talked about, right?
It was second to last.
Yes.
Oh my god, and
the last 2 were The Hype and Orphans, which is such a great way to go out.
Yeah. This song rocks.
Yeah.
I'm just vibing, enjoying this.
Me too.
Yeah, so I will let Alex take the floor on this one because they wrote the blurb for this. Why this? Where the song placed in your top 10? I forget.
I don't remember either. I think it was number 3.
Okay.
Maybe it was number 2. Yeah, it was number 2. I just like this a lot. I think it's sweet and nice and kind of comforting in a way. I said most of what I had to say in my blurb. Any song that contains the phrase exterior world is doing like so much more than 99% of the songs we talked about in this series. Yeah, it's just good. It's just a good song.
Yeah, I'm about that level. This song came on well after the point where we felt like justifying why songs were good, and it just became like all mind, no explanation. We felt like we didn't owe anyone an explanation, and I still don't. This is a good song, and I don't know you shit if you disagree. So,
yeah, this was. I don't think it was. This was not my favorite 21 Pilot song we talked about, but I think it's fine. I think it's a fine song, and I was happy to see it in our top 10. Like I said, we'll kind of get into this with the next best intro too, because 21 Pilots, spoiler alert, had number 8 and number 7 on our list. It was just nice to like have a band. It was nice to come into the series and have a band that we all did not like going into it and be like, oh wow, this band's actually really good. In fact, we had 2. We can't Imagine Dragons, of like 2 bands where it's like, oh, this band's a joke, they suck, and then you actually listen to their music and compare it to what was going on at the time and go, oh wow, these bands are like actually kind of good and even great to an extent. So this, again, not my favorite 21 Pilots song, but it is nice, it's pleasant. The line you highlighted, Alex, in the blurb was like, oh yeah, that's a really nice line.
It is.
Yeah, really cozy.
Nice. Yeah. One of the only like cool things that happened in this series was getting to watch this band grow over time, like I don't know, just as musicians and performers. Like I like Stressed Out and Ride, but this song is musically and lyrically such a huge step above those 2.
Yeah, the corniness is present. I don't think it'll ever go away with this band, but it's not. There's no like, they don't have to be self-aware about like, oh, we're corny, we're silly. It's just a good song, and they're like, yeah, we're kind of corny, whatever. Like, get over it.
Yeah,
you know, it's a good song.
Yeah. Alrighty, so let's swing back into the worst list though, real quick.
Oh,
so, number 7. Judah and the Lion, Take It All Back.
This is actually kind of a treat because it's like Gavin and I get 11 good songs to talk about.
Yeah, this is the one me and Alex disagree with on this. Like, but also pure comedy points, honestly. Like, this is a good song because it's funny.
Yeah, that's true.
It's too evil to be funny.
I don't think it's one wife.
Yeah. This is a pure song. It's about loving the life that you share with your bros. Like,
if someone could make a fake Bob Marley shirt that instead of one love, it says one wife and has a picture of Judah, I would. The Mando, and then the Mando starts going.
It's just so funny.
This song rules.
Hear the Mando, and it's just the worst like mandolin sample you've ever fucking heard.
Oh yeah, no, it sounds terrible, but that's why it rocks. It's all Matty's history that put this on the bad list. Because like it's funny. Like me and Alex had never heard this song, and it's so funny. But I see why if you like same with Capital Cities. If you have a history with it, it's terrible. Oh yes, Arcade Fire.
This makes me so happy. Like
Arcade Fire could never.
I'm like as a friend, I'm like simultaneously so happy for you two that you find such enjoyment in the song. But as someone who hates this song, I hate you both. Stop torturing me. This song is nasty. It is vile. I think it is just completely disrespectful to every genre that it tries to go for. It's
That's why it's punk. That's why it rocks. It's so punk.
It's disrespectful to hip hop. It's disrespectful to folk. It's disrespectful to pop music. It's disrespectful to bluegrass even. Just it is.
This song is disrespectful to the Mumford and Sons. Like it rules. I love this. It's so much
and the
fun.
fucking man. Oh god.
The like, Mando, please.
The Mando that is throughout the background. It's like the fucking 1 foot. It just pierces my ears. And I hate it so much. And
God. But what if the experience of 1 foot was translated to just the most dog shit folk song you've ever heard?
What if Eminem was on 1 foot and he also wanted to be Arcade Fire at the end of the song? Like
I will say,
no, we're not going to win you over because you have a history with this song. Which fair enough, fair play. I get it.
Now that we're a couple weeks out, I get it more than I did get it at the time. Of like, okay, it is an extremely funny song because I think I tapped into that a little bit with my blurb because a lot of these songs they just like this decade for music. It's so focus group to hell. It sounds like all of these songs had to pass through like 3 rounds of like, focus group marketing or whatever before they came out. And this one is like one of those like, how the fuck did this pass at all?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Because it sounds like there's this trend of like AI is getting really powerful and like you can like feed an AI like 15 seconds of a song and it can try its best to finish it. Like this song sounds like one of those where it's like you feed it like 15 seconds of the song, like a snippet, and then but also you fed it episodes of Sister Wives for whatever reason, and then this is the song that came out.
Yeah, we've been obsessed with rave.dj, and this song feels like it could be a rave.dj original.
And we have to mention the birthday present you all gave me of Jake's produced rendition of
Jake It All Back.
Jake It All. Oh my god, Jake It All Back. Oh my god, we should give Jake a segment called Jake It All Back.
That's gonna be when we do the 90s series. Whenever we have like if we do end up having like car commercial interludes, that's what the car commercial is. It's gonna be Jake It All Back.
We're gonna have I don't know if we're gonna have too much fun because apparently I'm gonna be the heel of the 90s series. But Jake is already going cuckoo mode in chat, so Jake It All Back is a possibility. I get it, Matty. I can't say this deserves to be on our best of list, but I don't think it deserves the worst of. But also, like we gotta account personal trauma in here, so I understand.
Yeah,
I understand.
Yeah,
but before we move on, I just want to say that I love how this discussion was us effectively agreeing on every single point except except for the fact that the song is bad.
Yeah. I mean, it's an irony enjoyment, I would say.
Yeah.
But it's not for Jake. It's not for Jake. Jake thinks the song is good.
Jake has what has got into that boy?
Jake's brain is something else.
Jake is my friend.
Jake is my friend too. He's one of the nicest, sweetest people that I know. But there's something deeply wrong with him for how much he likes these songs. Like, hang on, I'm gonna scroll all the way down to like his best and worst list real quick.
Ooh, a little preview, a little audio preview.
Because there's a couple on here that like.
Oh my god, I forgot we did this right up.
Yeah. Well, which we'll get into. Hang on, I think I scrolled past. So like,
oh, there we go.
Jake's worst. There's nothing there that is too like disagreeable. Besides, like, there's like one or two. It's like High Hopes, 1 Foot, Come With Me Now, Way Down We Go, Cringe. Bleachers, like, I kind of get it, but also like, what the hell?
Jake's worst list is shockingly respectable.
But his best list
is like, Rope is like, okay, that's a good song. I get why that'd be someone's number one.
Yes,
in fact, it probably should have been our top 10 for all we know. But like, hey, we had different tastes going into.
We're done with Dave. We're
like,
over
how
Dave.
is Judah? How the fuck is Judah and the Y in your top 10? How the fuck is
I almost put them in my top 10. I'm gonna go ahead and say that I think Jake's list is just straight up good, except for Ophelia and to a lesser extent Little Talks. Ophelia is an awful song.
Ophelia's terrible, but there's Riptide, Little Talks, Ophelia. it's fucked. Jake.
Riptide kind of innocent.
Riptide is not too bad. It's not.
Riptide's pretty bad, but it's not worth discussing on this pod. It's not bottom 20 probably.
Yeah. So let's move back though. Let's transition back to the best list. Our next song, of course, as I mentioned, 21 Pilots back once again with Jumpsuit. That is their second entry into the list and their last, which I'm surprised that it was 2 songs from Trench. I'm surprised that it wasn't Riot or Heathens that made it onto the list proper. But
I'm a little shocked about that too.
Yeah, I think I had Heathens ranked up pretty high, but I think you both did it, and so therefore sort of. Yeah.
I was really close to putting Heathens on my list instead of Ride, and I'm kind of sad that Heathens isn't in our top 10.
There's enough 21 Pilots to go.
Which, by the way, speaking of Heathens, we still have to do a Suicide Squad episode. I swear to God, Lord. We may do that. I want to do that at some point in April.
That's true.
Hopefully in April we actually do it. We've been busy, getting the stream ready, working on other stuff, like try to get this series done first, and then also like the stream, and then we have a special podcast coming up. In I think at the end of the month we have something special planned, which I'm very excited to announce once it comes out. But anyways, let's hear a little bit of Jumpsuit from 21 Pilots real quick.
Did this band release any bad songs on this chart?
Nope, every song was good. I liked every single song that was on this
I
list.
would agree.
Yeah, me too. They definitely have a couple other hits that are pretty rough.
They really lucked out though, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, none of their number ones are bad. I do not like the Vessel singles. I think Lane Boy might have been a single. That song is horrible. That song is so bad.
This song's good though.
Yeah, Jumpsuit's good.
I'm pretty sure I called this my least favorite 21 Pilots song. But even then, still not mad it's in our top 10.
Yeah.
I like the bass in this part.
The fact that I think it's perfectly reasonable that you would say this is your least favorite of their number ones, but it's still just like top 10 material. That's so fucked up.
I mean, like, Imagine Dragons and 21 Pilots, who would have fucking thought? Like, we saw people on Twitter like 2 days ago shitting on Imagine Dragons, and we were like, you fools, you don't even know, you know? But like 2 bands who, like, for all intents and purposes, put out some pretty good tunes. This one in particular, pretty good tune.
Yeah, there's I like literally like a handful of bands on this entire series where it's like if someone was like, this is my favorite band, I would believe them.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I will say though, Cage the Elephant is not one of those bands. I would not believe if anyone said that Cage the Elephant.
I know.
Here's the thing. I know they exist, but it's just like I still don't believe them. But this is a band that has, again, I think we mentioned on the podcast, extreme favorite band energy, and this song I wrote the board for this one. I think this song is fantastic. It's probably my second favorite. If we had been more strategic, we probably would have gotten Heathens on the list, but this is still a very close second. Like, this is them really embracing the more industrial influences and like some of the more like, I guess, quote unquote new metal influences they have. Like, this is the most like Linkin Park they've ever sounded.
Yeah.
And I think it's fantastic. Like, when he gets in the screams, and also like we've mentioned Tower Joseph, Josh Dunn, what a hell of a percussionist. The way he's able to guide the song along.
Mm-hmm.
Because the song takes a lot of turns and like twists and turns. He's able to be there for like all of it. You know, it's like legitimately impressive drumming.
Josh Dunn kicks ass on every single 21 Pilots song I have ever heard. Like, I have never heard him deliver some sloppy, like.
Yeah, this is it's a good track. I like
no sloppy playing, but some sloppy toppy in music form. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, like this, the build up to this is just so good, and when he starts screaming, I'm in. You know, I always like for the first like couple minutes, I'm like, okay, do I really like this? And then it always wins me over in the end. It's a deserving addition to our top 10. No complaints here out of me.
Yeah. So let's swing back to the worst list then. So
oh boy, Jesus. Okay,
number 6 on our worst list. Panic
His
at the Disco.
fucking face in that thumbnail.
Oh my god, we're looking at the High Hopes thumbnail, and it's a horror. We're gonna let's get off.
If
get off
me
of it.
had gone number 1 on the alt chart somehow, I would have considered that for worst overall, for number 1 on the worst list.
It might have happened, but I mean, this is the only band to appear twice on our worst, right?
Yeah.
So like,
I think so. Yes.
So
worst
the
band, 21 Pilots of the bottom 10.
There's another band who's in our top 10 twice. So 2 bands achieve that feat, but only 1 is in our bottom 10 twice. So shouts out to Panic at the Disco, High Hopes for being a piece of shit that sucks. So let's listen to it.
I don't want to. I don't want. I have to.
We can just acapella it. Let's just acapella it.
We gotta. I'll play it.
Oh Jesus! Shut the fuck up about your mom, bro.
We really cannot emphasize enough how disgusting the Manifest Destiny line is. Just genuinely despicable and gross and upsetting to hear.
Brennan Urie is a fucking wiener.
Yeah. The fact that Pete Buttigieg used this as one of his campaign songs is so fucking funny.
God damn, I have a
headache. We're all doing the High Hopes dance now. There has never been a more Mayor Pete song than this one.
Me and Will found the original tweet that kickstarted it all, which was Pete Buttigieg's husband, Chasten, replying to a video of people doing the Mayor Pete dance, going, "Damn, okay, I see you," or some shit like that. And it felt like ground zero.
Like you saying that, God, I feel like something's gonna come out of my throat that I'm just not gonna recognize. Just some evil. I already used the black, like some gross black vial talking about a different song on this list, but like I feel like we're entering the period of like the CIA has put something in my body and I'm gonna throw it up and I'm gonna just go offline forever. Like, I'm so sorry that I said anything mean about the United States government. I'm gonna go live in a cabin in the woods and not become and I swear and I can either come out just never coming out of that cabin, like I'm just there forever, or I become the Unabomber. Either way.
Everyone who likes this song has been reprogrammed somehow.
Exactly.
Is basically the gist. Like, this is not if you enjoy this song, something is wrong. You need to there's a chip in you there's a 5G chip inserted in you somehow that Brennan Urie has inserted into you, and you just need to get it out. The issue here is that Panic at the Disco is also a band that at some point had favorite band energy. I don't know if they still have that, and if they do,
definitely
it's
not.
up. But like this is evil. This is evil sounding. It's evil feeling. I feel yucky just having heard that. Just what, and not even their highest charting worst song in our opinion. And I'm still just, I feel yucky listening to that.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that I regret my vote a little bit. I do think this song is worse than Say Amen.
I don't.
But it's really close. I
it's
think
a close race.
I think this song should have been in our bottom 3. Yeah. It's evil. It's just evil. Like, this is maybe the, if any of the songs on this list are literally evil, it is this one, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh God, yeah.
We gotta
move on. We got
another song that invoked the Holocaust that we listened to, and it's not in our bottom 10, but this one is. But because that song was not as yucky as this one, let's talk about a good question mark song. I think this is another one that's only on here because of Matty.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So next song, number 6 on our list, Go TA, Somebody That I Used to Know, featuring Kimbra. Let's hear a little bit of a genuinely great song to me, but we'll
see how that lasts after Friday, bud. But
you're gonna test me. You're gonna test me again. I'm so happy to have Chris and Molly on the stream, and I'm so sorry that we're subjecting that. But I think Chris has probably subjected himself to much worse media through Chapo. I think he can hang, and Molly's I think Molly's appreciation. I think they'll be fine, but so fucked up that we're doing that to them.
You didn't have to suck me off. That one's for AJ. I did not like this song when we talked about it, but I'm okay with it now. I did not know what was ahead of us.
So yeah, that's a little bit of Somebody That I Used to Know, which I put number 2 on my own personal list, which is the reason why it's on the top 10, because basically everyone's top 3 got on the list in some shape or form, and then kind of mix and match from there.
Did they?
But no, I think this is obviously Gavin and I disagree, but I think this is a genuinely great song.
I've come around a little bit on it after doing research for what's about to happen. It's not bad. It's definitely not bad. I still don't know if I think it's good, but it's definitely this is a upper tier song, which, it's fine. No complaints about it being in our top 10. I get why people like it. It's not for me. I'm willing to accept that.
Mm-hmm. Which I get, and to an extent, which I get, but also it is just when you think about the song, for one, beyond the fact that it's great, I think the little guitar sample in there just sounds really amazing. It adds such a warm sound that I so much of the songs of the series are just cold and textureless and sterile, and this just feels okay, there's some craftsmanship here, it's instead of getting a fucking instead of letting the Pete Buttigieg of architecture design your house, you get you get a 50-something-year-old union carpenter to make a desk for you, and it's just a great desk, and it's really functional, and it has such a just, you touch it and you go, wow, this just feels different. And it also just hurts, no one tried to recreate this magic. There's even Fun, there were bands that did try to recreate the magic of Fun somewhat. No one attempted to try to make another Somebody They Used to Know, because this was a complete fluke hit. I don't think I genuinely do not think we will see a song like this hit number 1 again, both on the alt charts or the pop charts. It just, at the time, it shared no similarities with anything that was going on in pop music, barely anything to go on with alternative music, and they're I can maybe see what, as we're entering the TikTok era, maybe some equivalent could pop up that is just so different. but like I even then I still have my doubts just because I still don't fully understand how this became a hit. Like obviously the video,
Yeah, I was gonna
but
say it's all video here. It's all video.
but even then, like this is before YouTube was being like, counted towards chart place. So it's just like maybe people found stuff in the video, but then we're just like, wow, this is just like a great song.
Yeah, definitely.
But and then obviously Kimbra's guest appearance, like it's one of the just the smartest decisions ever made in pop music of like, okay, we have this like breakup song, let's twist it around, like let's really like add a completely new layer of the song that you did not expect, that really like makes you want to go back and listen to the song again and kind of piece together like the two sides of the story here. It's fantastic. I love this. The video is it's a great video. Like it's a great concept
We'll
for a
see
video,
if you still think that.
which again, I don't know if I don't even want to think about it. So let's Alex, did you have any thoughts on somebody that used to know before we move on?
No, I think it's fine. I left the call for this part to go eat a croissant. And yeah, I just don't have anything to say.
All right, then. Well, let's move back onto the worst list then,
No.
our number 5 entry is.
Dude. No, we can't talk about this band anymore. Do you remember what happened? Do you remember what happened?
Look, okay, Gavin, this is a pistol-free zone. Okay, this is a pistol-free zone.
You say that, I don't know. You sprung it on us last time.
I can go through my Adobe Audition. I've got nothing here. There's no pistol, no
12.
nothing.
This song should have been higher just because of the pistol shit we had to endure.
Yeah, but let's hear a little bit of Lampshades on Fire, real quick.
It's just so bad.
I'm just imagining the type of guy who thinks this is cool and just like shuddering in fear. Just some sort of balding, bearded guy raising the roof somewhere.
I don't know if I've ever heard a band deliver such an awful thing, such an awful version of something they were like once good at. Like, this is Modest Mouse. This is what this band sounds like, but it's so dreadful. It's so bad.
I thought I liked this song before we did this series.
Me too.
I would have sworn I liked this song, but yeah, it's in my bottom 10. Like, it's bad.
I think it was in my bottom 3.
Let me check my list, because I think this might have been like one of the only ones where we like all collectively decided this was one of the worst songs.
It sucks. It just fucking sucks.
Yeah, let me see. It was not in my it was not in my bottom 10, but like
it's close.
I think it was it was on my short list. Like I think it would have been, it's probably like my number 11, number 12. Like it was on my short list. Like my short list was like 19 like good songs, like 19 for sure, like 2 out of 10 or below songs, like just terrible, awful shit. This song is bad. And has only gotten worse now because of Horse Jeans. Once again, I am so sorry for traumatizing you both with that.
I still haven't listened to the whole thing, and I won't ever do it.
If you're not locked in,
I bet it's really funny. I bet it's funny, but I'm not giving you that, DJ Horse Jeans. I bet it's funny. I bet I would laugh, but also fuck off for springing that on me.
But let's get to this. Let's talk about this song itself, Lampshades on Fire.
What is this criticizing?
It doesn't know. It doesn't honestly know. It's just got like misanthropic energy and is throwing it around.
A Decemberists song, like what if the Decemberists read books and they were angry about it?
Yeah,
is the vibe.
Yeah, what if the Decemberists were just kind of like mean people?
Yeah, this song feels mean. Like it feels like it's supposed to be like criticizing something, but they don't know what they're criticizing, and like maybe that's on me, but also like you did not make it clear. Like, is this making fun of parties? Like, it sounds like Rebecca Black Friday, but Rebecca Black Friday is better performed and better sounding. Like, just like you're an old man, Isaac Brock. You're an old man. Get over it. Stop doing this.
I I feel like Isaac Brock is gonna be the guy who like shows up in like an Office Depot in like 30 years and doesn't know how to use like the chip reader or whatever. He's gonna be like one of those guys.
Yeah.
This song it's not very good. Like listening to the song, it makes you be like, it makes you like ponder the question of like, was Modest Mouse like ever a good band? Like, were they ever good? Like, how can you go from like, how could ever people think this band was good when they produced something like this? Although I know you got into that a little bit on your blurb, Alex, but this song, and then obviously Pistol, did not make me want to go back and explore the Modest Mouse discography very much. It's just like, if this is how the journey ends, I don't want to begin it at all. Like, it's a bummer.
Imagine being a legacy band and being more embarrassing than Green Day. like fuck off, Modest Mouse. They haven't released anything since this, and like, keep it that way, man. Go away. Go away. Like, we're done with you. Hang it up.
I might cut this from the episode. I want to give this aside because I think Sarah or I talked about it in the Patreon chat. Lusha Chris, so there was that TMZ article that came out about Isaac Brock, and Isaac Brock had to change his number, and like, of course I only know this because Isaac Brock texted friend of the show Lusha Chris, one of my Indieheads mods, like, hey, this is Isaac Brock, this is my new number, so on and so forth. But I just wanted to mention that. I'll probably cut it from the episode because I'm not sure if that's public. That should be public information.
Just what's his number?
What was the headline? Wasn't it just
Remember
this guy?
Remember him, Isaac Brock from Modest Mouse.
How devastating must that be? How devastating must that be to see?
I don't know. I don't think Isaac Brock ever wanted to be famous, and maybe this song is an active effort in becoming unfamous. I don't know.
But it went number one still, so
yeah.
So something went
true.
wrong. Something went wrong here. If this was an attempt to sabotage yourself, it went wrong and went number one. And
this album
broadcast.
The album eventually the album itself. I think like maybe not the single, but definitely the album sabotaged whatever comeback they were planning.
It did broadcast that they were like, "Hey, this is how bad we suck now." You know?
Check it out, y'all. Yeah, this song's bad. I can't believe I can't believe that this is the song the three of us, aside from like one other one that we agree is like very bad. Banana, please.
Yes, let's move on.
Well, but before we move on, so at the end of my blurb, I said, I quoted a friend and said, "This is the exact opposite of himbo music." I lied. No one said that. I just wanted to work that in somehow.
My friend, myself.
Let's go monkey mode.
Yes, it's monkey time, everybody. Number 5 on our best list is Coldplay's "Adventure of a Lifetime." Let's hear a little bit of that goddamn monkey music on the pod. Real quick.
Good pop song.
Yeah,
it's a good pop song. Nothing more, nothing less. It's fun. The monkey music video is just
amazing, legendary.
What a fucking monkeys!
What a treat.
What a treat.
God, I'm just imagining now. Again, the like the 2001: A Space Odyssey scene, but it's the Coldplay monkeys, and the bone that they throw is the bone of Tug and Bone Man.
And a Beats pill instead of a monolith. Yeah,
something. Sorry, you go first, Gavin.
Here's the thing: like, the music video for this is a commercial. Like, let's not avoid that. It's a commercial for a Beats pill, but like, the song is so good, and everything else about it is so funny that like we can ignore that, which is so smart on Coldplay's part. They're like, sure, we'll do this like brand tie-in, but we're also going to be monkeys and hang out with Andy Serkis. Like, just a band that made a bunch of smart decisions. Coldplay. This
song and music video was made for Facebook moms.
Yes.
And it still rules. This occupies the same space that like Minion memes do, but it's good.
The Coldplay Minions. Yeah, just a good song. Like, what, I don't know what else is left to say that we didn't say while we were going complete monkey mode on the pod.
I just want to see the monkeys again.
Let's look at this. Let's take a look at the thumbnail again. Oh,
Yeah,
hang on.
Let's look at
Oh, hang on, I'm on
let's
the
look
wrong
at
tab.
Chris.
Let's look at this monkey. Look how happy this monkey
Look
is.
at how smug that monkey looks.
He looks so nice.
Look how happy he is. Love that. Love these.
Yeah.
Love this fucking monkey. Let's get back to the worst list though.
Ah, dude.
Making the return once again. Panic at the Disco. Say Amen. Saturday Night at number 4 on our worst list. Oh God, let's just hear a little bit of it. We got. Oh my God, I want to die. I want to fucking die.
This song is a poop in a toilet. Like this song is like when you're pooping and the turd drops and water splashes up and tickles your booty. That's what this song
Okay.
is.
This is the song.
I might have forgotten to open it on my.
You know what?
We don't have to play it.
But
Fuck it, we don't have to
that.
play it.
fucking good
that.
riddance.
Yeah, we
Good
don't have to play the
riddance.
song again. It's
Have we even said what song it
Say
is?
I
Amen.
did
Yeah.
say amen. I think. Yeah, I did
Yeah,
say.
say amen.
Parentheses, Saturday
by-
night.
By the Panic at the Disco. It's awful. You do not need to hear it again.
Yeah, this is the
Um,
song that theater kids get their angst out to. Like, it's just so annoying. Fuck, please, no more. Brendan Urie, now is the time to retire and stop making music. You cashed out. You got that Pete money. Please never subject me to something like this ever again.
It's oh boy, hang on. Okay, here it is. I did.
Please.
Let's put. I'm not gonna play the full snippet here because it's like a minute and 19. It's a minute 19. So we're just gonna hear.
Look at that ugly ass waveform.
Looks like a dick.
Let's just get the hook. Just skip right to the hook.
Shut up about your fucking mom, dude.
If your mom is not dead and you're writing this many songs about her, fuck off. I don't care. No, you cannot. You're getting a spanking. You
It makes
little
so much
brat.
sense that this guy did all the music for The Greatest Showman.
He did?
Yeah.
No fucking way.
I
Hang
don't know
on.
if he did. He had a song in there. Whatever. It's the same thing. Just that note. Do we all want to go around and try and hit that note, or should we just go fuck ourselves instead?
that note I think might be. That's one of the single worst moments in the entire
Without
series.
a doubt.
Yeah.
I have a headache now.
Yeah, this song is terrible. You heard it when we played it.
Dump it. Trash.
It's in the bin. We're gonna just forget that we discussed this song.
Yeah, I take it back again. High Hopes is not as bad as that song is.
Oh my God. I hate Brendan Urie.
Let's just move
Brendan
on.
Urie. Fuck off. I
Here's
hate
one
you.
for me.
All right, number 4.
Oh,
This is
it's time for some Jared.
so. This is a figure that, of course, we discussed in the first episode that we've
The
occasionally.
very first song in the series.
Yes. Of course, we were talking about 30 Seconds to Mars, Kings and Queens, number 4 on our best list, which I fully disagree. I fully disagree with that placement. But you know what? I had a couple. Gavin, you get this one. Although I think
Age
Alex
of
helped you.
Man is over.
I did not vote.
Oh
I
yeah,
did
this
not
was okay.
vote
Yeah,
for
this
this
is
song.
solely Gavin. So let's hear.
This
a
was
little
my
bit
number one.
Let's hear a little bit of Kings and Queens.
Look, here's the thing. It is impossible to say whether this song is good and bad. This song exists in a universe that is only Jared Leto's brain. And obviously that is bad. But comedy points apply, and no song deserves more comedy points than this one. Like, this is hilarious.
I just enjoy this. It's just like it's nice. It's all comedy points, but it's still just nice.
I mean, the hook is good. Like, the hook is good. This is a good hook. Obviously, it's loud as shit, and it's so blown out. But, like, that's why it's funny. Like, this is everything at once. Every decision you could make is made here.
It is so poetic that we started this series with this like completely emotionless like cult leader
this
bullshit,
is a sociopath
you know?
trying to be epic. Like,
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
Just what a funny song. This is the first song we talked about, and like it was the one that never left my brain. every song was being compared to this the entire way through, and none of them lived up to it. Like, and, you know, like, it's not good. Like, actually, I'm not even willing to say that because I think the hook is good. I like the hook, and everything else about it is just so unhinged. Yeah, it rocks. Yes, play the eagle. Here's the thing. You hear that at the beginning of the song, and then there's like 45 seconds of silence. That's like, I'm sorry. Like, this is in the top 10, without a doubt, undisputably. So all the content that this has brought us is worth this being in the top 10. It's so funny.
We should really, really state, we said this in the board, but like, let me just like restate again. Jared Leto is an evil man.
We have been praising Wes Mudd for so long. Like, all of our heroes in this series.
Wes is as bad as Jared.
Let's get real. Wes is just as bad as Jared. They're the two people we have walked away from this series.
Wes is a tragedy. Jared Leto is just. It's not a tragedy that this man is evil. It's just. I don't know how to describe it. It's just like
the Wes age of man is over. Darkness comes at dawn.
By the way, I'm making the little like square like the image for the episode this week. It is going to be the images of Jared Leto that came out today.
Oh my god!
On set of the House
Holy
of Gucci
shit!
movie.
Dr. Phil asked Jared, like, no man has provided us with more content, including Wes.
AJ posted that. I think either was it AJ posted the chat. So I don't know who posted.
I think Rose did.
Rose posted the chat. I like involuntarily screamed.
It's so good. Skullet mullet fucking Leto. Hulk Hogan hair Leto. It's so fucking good. Just everything this man does should put him in prison, but for some reason he is not. And he is allowed to make movies and music and go on Ellen and do insane shit. Like, there was a night where me and my brother just watched 1,030 Seconds to Mars videos and just could not stop laughing. Like, I'm just like, comedy points have to apply.
This is war.
Funniest music video we've ever talked about.
I agree. It's so
funny. One of the funniest things I have ever seen in my life.
It's so bad.
Like, if we could, I would love to just watch it in full on the stream, but we would get taken down.
Jared would send his assassins after us. I'm serious. I want to go to the island. I will be killed. I will be burned alive in a giant Jared Leto like wooden man. Whatever. As long as the video gets back to Matty and Alex, I don't care. Ship me off to that island.
Look, folks. Look, at the end of the day, when we talk about Jared, you know, there's a couple questions. Like, you know, should we like this song? Should we have fun in Jared's antics?
Should I be feeling bad? Should I be feeling good?
Yes, Fred sums it up. Fred, who a shockingly innocent king in comparison to the people we have idolized.
Yes,
just so funny. Just this, like, let's get it straight. This is the only song that might be funnier than Kings and Queens. This is War. So, like, it was a toss-up, and I just think that Kings and Queens might be a better song, so I gave it my number one.
This is War doesn't contain the phrase, the age of man is over. Nor does it have the eagle screech. I remember putting on the first playlist for the first time, hearing the eagle screech and then the silence and going, that's not a good sign.
Which is so good that I had to add it to the theme song that of course Barely March provided us, which, by the way, we have not thanked Barely March enough. Like, we thank him literally all the time for the music.
But not enough.
But not enough.
Every episode.
Not enough. So
constant
happy.
Content.
So happy. So
thank
happy
you,
to have him on
Barry,
the stream again.
so much.
So ready to put him through the torture. This like all this work he did for us. This is what it led to, and you know, it's a wonderful. We have a present for Mr. Barry March planned for the stream. We cannot say what it is, but
I wonder.
A certain friend of the pod will be making an appearance.
Yeah.
Not much more else we could say. So let's move on back to the worst list, though. Number 3 on the worst list, Congo's "Come With Me Now."
Shocked it's only number 3, to be quite honest.
I did not put this. I will say, I did not put this in my bottom 10. And I think if I put anywhere in my bottom 10, I think this probably would have. I think if it was probably
it would have been number 1.
But like, this isn't to say that the song isn't vile. This song is vile. It has one part that I like, but the rest is vile. But
I think this song.
Yeah. This song is like This song is like if Lampshades on Fire was like more successful in just hating mankind. That's
Jesus.
the energy. Yeah,
I think this song...
Yeah, here it is. Evil Dropkick
Yes.
Murphys.
Like, let's be real. This song, it's bad, it sucks, it would have been bottom 10, but just how whiny the band Congos is on their social media presence cemented this. Ugh.
This sound wave is
Terrible.
so fucked up.
Terrible.
So fucked. We're in like this rectangle stage where there's almost no variation.
Imagine having your dad being like a huge hit musician in your home country or whatever. You were raised around music your entire life. You were all multi-instrumentalists. And you shit this piece of crap out. Like, Dropkick Murphys are, like, objectively better than this. Like, this is sub-Dropkick Murphys.
Yes, they are. Listen to Rose Tattoo. Listen to, I don't know, Dropkick Murphys write songs about things, and those things are being like a dumb Irish guy from Boston, but that is so much better than what Congos is
I think
doing.
I thought myself to death.
Yeah, I don't know if I hate a line in a song other than Brendan's Manifest
And all
Destiny
the slurs,
line.
of course. Well, the slurs are bad. But
Yeah, that's
non-slur,
true.
non-slur, non-genocide
Yeah.
reference, worst lyric of the entire series.
Yeah.
I think this song showed up in more
Yeah.
people's bottom 10 than any other song. The only song that might have come close was High Hopes.
Mm-hmm.
But like
Yeah.
this is universally hated by people on our pod.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I think the only person that I can recall that was defending this song somewhat was Molly, which we're gonna have to confront that on the stream maybe. But of course, we're going through the GoTA gauntlet, so maybe we don't even have time. I think our brains are just gonna turn.
Yeah, Congos is gonna be. I don't know if I added any Congo shit because I could not subject you to any more Congos. I just please fuck off. Like, you know, I'm sorry that COVID happened, but now is your chance to get a real job. Oh no, Congos are getting Alex. Sorry, Congos have poisoned Alex.
The CIA black vial is getting ready to come out of Alex. They hit him with the heart attack gun. This is only the beginning. No, this song is terrible. There's one part of it that I like where it kind of there's one part I like, and I hate that I like that part. I hate, like, it's just my brain's like, this is good, and I hate the fact that I say that and I think that, because otherwise this song is very bad. This band, how are you a more annoying version of Eve 6 on Twitter? How is that even possible? Like, I don't hate Eve 6 on Twitter as much as you do, Gavin, but like,
but people remember Eve 6. Nobody gives a shit about Congos.
No,
like,
and this is one of the songs too that is like one of the songs that like got revived. Like, this is one of the songs that came out back in like 2012, but got revived as a hit like a year and a half, 2 years later, which is just so fucked up. Like, this should have stayed in like the fucking dustbin. Like, this should have just been in like a video that maybe at most got like 30,000 views on YouTube, mostly from like South Africa, and they could have been like a decently sized band in South Africa. They could have had like real jobs and just played, you know, local shows every now and then. Maybe they're big enough to go to like a brief stint on like the you know, the East Coast of America, you know, maybe like a New York City venue or something. But like the fact that this was a number one, and the fact that this band seemingly has fans, like,
worth noting, they have a 50-episode podcast. They have an 8-part YouTube documentary. They're producing so much content, sucking themselves off when nobody wants to listen to them. Like, just probably the most annoying band on the entire series. Like, just please shut your fucking traps. Like, just no self-awareness. Nobody cares about you, Congos. Go away.
This is a shitty dive bar song. Yeah. This song never should have left the bar.
Keep it in the bar.
Yeah. Let's move on. Let's get back to the best list. Our next song.
Oh my god.
We're back to the monkey mindset, everybody. Coldplay, Orphans, number 3 on our best list. Let's hear a little bit of Coldplay, Orphans, real quick.
That's a
so fucking nice. Number 4 was.
This sound wave is like aesthetically beautiful. IMO. Maybe it's just my own bias.
Yeah, we went from the fourth best song, which was pure irony, was the first song we talked about, and the third song, which no irony at all, was the last song. Just a good song. Way to go, Coldplay.
Yeah.
This shit hits different now.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if y'all are living through a COVID-19 pandemic, but if you are, shit be hitting.
Chris knew, and I mean honestly, this is the song of the COVID-19 pandemic to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's a good
I think
song.
this every day. I think this shit every day. I just want to go to a bar and get some shitty beer and pay too much money, but it doesn't matter because I've all my friends around and just having a good time.
I'm so desperate for that fucking vaccine. Like, I already have my first dose. I went way too early to get a second dose. I didn't realize I was way too early until like I got there, and the National Guard was like, I got like pretty far in, and the National Guard like looked at my car, like my card that said I had the first dose. Like, yeah, you gotta wait like at least like a couple more. Like, you gotta wait at least like maybe like 5 or 6 more days at the very least. Like, I'm that desperate to go out and get drunk with my friends again. This is a beautiful song. Coldplay are a good band, except for Paradise. But we're not but that didn't even make our worst list. Like,
I like Paradise, but I understand why it's annoying. And
Paradise is a band. It's like this band could do better, and it's nice that like that was the first Coldplay song that was on this series, and so it was nice that they got progressively better as the series went on, which was nice. This is a beautiful song. Very happy it's on our list. It was the last song we discussed, and it is among our best. We talked about this last week. I'm not sure how much more we have to say about it.
It's just a great song. We like it.
Yeah. So let's swing back to the worst list. We're coming to the end. Number 2.
Oh Jesus!
Lovely.
Please
the band.
Don't have a clip.
Lovely the band. Broken.
This is maybe the shortest blurb, but they didn't deserve anything more.
I wrote this one, and I did not want to. I didn't want to. Well, actually, I was gonna say I wrote. No, actually, Gavin wrote it. I thought I wrote it for a second. I don't know why.
It's what they deserved. You would have wrote the same thing that I did.
Probably something similar.
I can't.
I'm taking my headphones off.
Yeah, I can't wait to never think about this song again.
Yeah, I'm putting them so I don't hear the song too much. Hopefully this gets copyright stricken, because I'm not gonna bleep myself saying this. I've generally bleeped a lot of stuff that is gonna get members of the Indieheads podcast arrested or on a list. But I cannot wait to move to LA and the lovely the band die.
Parody.
I'm not parody.
Matty would never anyone, but if
you're my boss and you're listening to this, you have to understand where I'm coming from. Hopefully,
just fucking so blatant in what it's ripping off, and just it feels completely shameless.
Gavin, I think you put together a rave DJ of Hot and Cold and Kids, and it sounded like 100 times better than this.
Yeah, no, it's 1,000 times better than this. And like I also like my write-up is just a rave DJ mashup of Hot and Cold by Katy Perry and Kids by MGMT, and then a link to a thread of Joker Harley Quinn memes that you're supposed to read while you listen to that. And you will get the same experience, but it's a lot more fun than listening to this song. I legitimately don't want to talk about this because it's just going to make me mad, but this song sucks shit. Fuck off. I hate you. Bye.
One of the most vile songs we discussed in the series.
Completely.
It's disgusting. Mitchie Collins should be put on a list for this song. If he's not on a list already, it's terrible. I hate it. Let's move on.
Yeah, please.
Let's move on to our number 2 best song of the car commercial number ones. Fun's We Are Young featuring Janelle Monáe. So let's hear a little bit of Fun real quick.
Shout out Nate.
Yeah.
Oh look, it's a real waveform.
Yeah, very normal looking waveform.
This looks like music.
Yeah.
What a good singer, that Nate.
Yeah, seriously. Very distinctive. Very
Imagine being a band on this list that's like funny and interesting on Twitter and not embarrassing. How do you feel about Jack Antonoff making 2 appearances, Matty?
Well, I think this one is. Well, here's the thing. This is my number one song. This was my number one pick. And
Mine as well.
I listened to Aim and Ignite last night while putting together the Substack post. That's a really good album. What a fucking good album. I think it helps that Fun seemingly was a pretty democratic band, so that it seemed like every member had a pretty equal say in the music. And Nate has Jack Antonoff has a good ear for sort of interesting sonic choices. Nate Ruess is a really good singer and a really good lyricist, and is able to really evoke some strong imagery. And I don't know what the other guy does. He's probably very good at being a songwriter, instrumentalist. He's probably very good. I think he's done some film scores and whatnot. Very good.
I feel safe in calling this the defining song on this list.
I agree.
It's not my favorite, but I this is the one, Chief. This is the one from the 2010s, in alternative music. But I mean, it's just our stupid brains that didn't allow this to be number one, which will reveal itself. But this is my top 10, but that's just because I'm shit who thought it was obvious or whatever. But obviously this is the one. This is the one, and it's indisputable. What a great song. I mean, I guess the Gautier is songs in a similar class, but I just think the songwriting and the music is way tighter here. Sorry, Janelle, that you didn't get more to do, but I mean, you're contributing, definitely. You help.
For sure.
I think it was, again, they sort of needed a female vocalist for a certain part, and just it's Janelle Monáe. How can you not credit her, even if what she's doing is relatively minor, but it's still a very important moment in the song. But no, this song is fantastic. I got into it in my blurb, but I feel like it's the defining song of this decade for this genre of music, for alternative music, because it really gets at in subtle, and in the subtleties of just this millennial generation that just was so beaten down and like a battered dog or something like that, just I know I know you're laughing, but millennials, and then I think even Gen Z right now, as almost everyone here is Gen Z or pretty close to it in that weird millennial Gen Z cusp, but of just we've been dealt a very bad hand of cards, and I think this song in subtle ways really gets at that, and tries to fight, tries to change things around. No, I didn't get dealt this bad hand of cards. I'm going to make something out of this, and just realizing that it's impossible unless your dad is really rich or something like that.
Yeah. If someone dumber than Nate Ruess wrote this song, it would suck so fucking bad.
Oh yeah.
It would suck so much shit. But Nate Ruess is a pretty smart fucking guy.
Yeah, I feel fully confident in my interpretation of the song, just because Nate is he's a Twitter socialist. He's a dirtbag leftist. It's pretty clear that I think he thinks deeply about some of this stuff, and even if it's not direct, it definitely paints the music a little bit, of this sort of this deep irony between the song itself of we are young, but obviously realizing no, our bodies are failing, our bank accounts are draining, society is falling apart before our eyes, and just trying to hold on to something and just failing to, as I said in the episode 3, the line of, I wish, I thought that we could just fall apart. Just, it's one of the most devastating lines that I've ever heard in pop music. It's so goddamn good. It's kind of sad that Nate is basically retired from music, that he doesn't really want to do anything anymore. Just kind of dumb stuff. But and here's the thing, having listened to some of his solo music, it's not very good. I think that I haven't listened to the format, so I can't say. But apparently the format's very good. So they're gonna I can't that tour, they have Joyce Manor opening for them and shit. I hope I wish they would have come to St. Louis during that tour, or at least I hope they do, if they do end up rescheduling those tour dates. But nevertheless, what were you gonna say, Alex?
I honestly think it's to the band's credit that they went away.
Without a doubt.
Fun was perfect for 2012, and I don't think they would have aged well. And I also don't think we would have necessarily looked back on them quite as fondly if they had had like 3 other number ones going into like 2015, 2017, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I can't wait for Nate's pop punk album whenever that comes out. That was supposed to come out soon, but it did not. So we will wait patiently for that, Nate.
Yeah, and Nate.
Also,
Nate, if you want to come on the '90s rock number ones, please, we would love to have you. Come talk about Oasis with us. I feel like that's that. I don't even know what Nate listens to at this point, but that'd be a fun pod. But no, this song is great, and as I said in my blurb, like the magic that the song like brings, like no one could recreate it, and not even the band themselves could recreate. Because I think like, you know, I'd be interested if they ever end up reuniting, but I don't.
oh, me
I don't,
too.
I'd be interested, but I don't know if it'll ever happen. Because
They
I
don't
think,
have to.
I think because I think
Yeah.
like Nate and Jack and the other guy, they're all in like completely different places at this point. You know, like Nate is like this weird Twitter guy that's basically retired. You know, he's just making enough off of royalties that he can just like just he can just raise his kid and be married and have a good time. And then Jack obviously is a superstar producer. I don't know what the other guy's doing, but he's probably somewhere in between of like someone who's behind the scenes doing stuff and also makes enough money off royalties to live pretty comfortably. But
I do want to point out that Nate admitted that he met his wife bonding over a band that we're going to cover in the 90s series.
okay, we gotta have Nate on then. We gotta have Nate on then.
Yeah, that band is not one that I think any of us are particularly excited to talk about, but big audio dynamite, baby. Let's fucking go. Yeah, this is a great song. Well deserved. In any other person's brain, this would be our number one best song. But alas, I think the people know what's coming later. But let's talk about the worst song.
Yes, our bottom one song, the worst song that we talked about, the car commercial number ones. I think if you listen to the episode, you knew that right away this was going to be our number one pick for the worst song. Ex Ambassadors, Renegades. Let's hear a little bit of goddamn Renegades real quick.
Oh my god. Oh my god, this one.
There has never been a more evil acoustic guitar tone than this one. It fills me with dread, but like not even like, I don't know, not what you would normally associate with dread. It's like getting an unpleasant email.
I honestly musically don't think this is the worst one, but what it symbolizes only could mean it's the worst one.
This is the worst vocal delivery in the series.
Yeah.
No. I don't know. It's so hard to say. You've got
so
some real stinkers.
It's so passionate.
Yeah. Alright, about to find out what Matty did.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this bit.
Okay.
Matty began screaming.
I'm not gonna play any more of that. But no, this song it had to be the worst one. This is the song that represents everything bad about this decade in music. I listen to this in this chart. It represents everything bad. It represents just like the peak of commercialization, both like literal and figurative. In this case, of the fact that the song was literally made for a car commercial, nothing more, nothing less. Alex the Kid got fucking Ford or whoever the fuck hit him up and was like, hey, can you get us a song for this car? And he found this fucking band out of nowhere and then was like, hey, you guys record this. I guess, I don't know.
Ex Ambassadors existing is the worst thing Imagine Dragons have done to us so far. I think like Dan like found them or something. I don't remember. I don't care. This band is pretty much washed at this point. I don't know what they're doing.
I feel like if I was having like a Scanners like mind battle with someone, this would be like, this is what would be playing in my head while the other guy is trying to explode my brain. Like, this is what I would hear. This is terrible. This is like, this was made on a CIA black site. It fucking sucks. It's so bad. And I think if there's anything good to have come out from like the way that the music has trended like towards the end of the decade is that I don't think we'll ever like have a song like this ever again. Like, I don't think we'll have something like that. It's just this blatantly like commercialized hit number one. Like, it's not to say that there's not going to be more songs like this, but I think for a song to get as big as this song did, I don't think it's going to happen again. If we're talking like purely commercial stuff, I think at the very least it has some fucking dignity to like cover up the fact that it was made for a car commercial. It'll have some dignity to actually put like like more original music ideas and stuff.
Yeah, there will be a facade that they did not release this for fucking Jeep or whatever, whereas that the veil was firmly lifted on this song, which I mean, even though I don't think musically it's the worst song on this list, it's not good. It sucks, but it's like what this symbolizes is everything that was wrong with this entire decade.
What if Shade's trampoline was made to actually advertise a trampoline?
That would rock.
Yeah, with that, like
that's what this song is.
Yeah, no subtlety at all, which we typically like. We like when the dumb guys go all out. But if you're going all out for capitalism, Chief, then it's time to hang up the old guitar and maybe pick up a fucking, I don't know, stock portfolio or some bullshit.
Yeah, Renegades is a parasite. I hate it. Let's move on to our...
I'm so happy.
I just love looking at this man's face.
Our number one best song of the car commercial number ones, you knew it was going to happen. AWOL Nation, Hollow Moon, parentheses, Bad Wolf. So if you remember this episode, we played the entire song because we had to like...
Yeah.
Because like for the listeners, like you couldn't get this, you couldn't listen to the full, like you couldn't get a hint of what the full song was like just from a snippet. You had to hear the whole thing, and we're gonna play the whole goddamn thing.
Yeah,
we're gonna play the video. We're gonna watch the video.
Fuck yeah, the video. I love this music video. Unironically, I think it's just good.
Yeah.
This song was hyped up to us by Natalie and Rose as the worst song in the series, and here it is at our overall collective number one.
Oh, I cannot wait to throw down in the pit with y'all to this song.
Yeah. This music video is so fucking good.
He is
so cool.
So
perfect mixture of like the dumbest like conspiracy energy ever and just like genuinely cool like shots and ideas and choreography. It's perfect for this song, and this song is perfect. Yeah, it's so good.
Bad Wolf don't bite no
don't
more.
Bite no more. I'ma make a deal with the bad wolf so the bad wolf don't bite no more. I love it when he starts going, hey!
Yeah, the ad-libs are so good.
Yeah.
God, look at Aaron Bruno. This man, it looks like he looks like Ethan Hawke in First Reform when he was looking at the laptop of the dead guy.
You're all still here.
You're all still here.
Oh my god. Legitimately, like, motherfucker,
what a fucking hard ass line. Holy shit.
Yeah.
2 days ago, for no reason, I was just listening to this in my kitchen and just completely fucking rocking out. I was having such a good time. This is a good song. Capital G, good. Like, at first, maybe it was ironic, my enjoyment of this, but, like, it's good. Like, the melody is good. I love it. Like, hard lyrics. Like, he's shouting his goddamn little heart out.
What a performance.
It's so much fun. This song, he's going all, like, when I said about, like, of, like, neighborhood of, like, this is a man who realizes he has written a hit and is just going all for it. This is like, that case, but it's for the weirdest song that hit number one. Like,
yeah, how did this go number one and not Sail? Like, it's so crazy.
I'm so happy it did, though.
I think I remember hearing this song.
I never would have heard this song.
Yeah, I've never heard this song before. I definitely heard Sail, and I like Sail. I think Sail's an interesting pop song.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I heard the song for the first time, like, back in October when I put these playlists together, and I was like, oh wow, this song is like, this is a really jarring song, but of course, I fell in love with it. I fell in love with Aaron Bruno. So much content we mined from this song. The fucking iceberg image that Alex made. One of my favorite things that's ever come out of this. Like, just not just the series, just like the podcast at large. My favorite thing. God, look at this video. Look at this fucking mob dance going on right now.
It's so good.
This is so good.
This is gonna be us when COVID's over. We're gonna fucking throw down in the animation. Look at that scream. It's so. Oh my god.
He is going for it.
Aaron is doing so much. Aaron fit everything he could in this song. Everything he possibly could.
It's like Kings and Queens, but not funny and just good.
Yeah.
Was he in like an actual like screamo band or something like that?
He was like a hardcore guy.
He was in a post-grunge band and then like a weird like 60s inspired indie pop thing.
Okay.
Well,
thank God he decided to declare independence to the AWOL Nation.
His post-grunge band was called Hometown Hero.
Oh, I love that.
We may just have to dive into what this man is offering.
Yeah.
I love this. Like, this is good. Like, all the funniness that came from Red Bull Records, or just the lyrical content and the weird video where he's definitely trying to not bump into people is gone. All the humor is sucked out of this, and it's just good songwriting and good performance and fun. Pure fun. I've never had a bad time listening to this.
Oh my God. Should we just do like a dramatic reading of the blurb?
Yeah. I was wondering.
Yeah.
Okay. Who again? Gavin, do you want to narrate the first part here?
I'll read this. Thank you to Grant, who I was like, hey, can you like we decided to write because no person could tackle this on their own. This song affected the three of us in such special ways that the three of us had to put our brains together and write something. And I was like, what if we wrote an induction for Aaron Bruno into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in the future? And we all agreed that was a pretty good idea. So I got my brother Grant to write an intro, and I will do a wonderful reading of that. The year is 2054. Elon Musk, in his fourth term as president of the United States, has destroyed the last remaining polar ice cap with a drone strike so he can bottle its water. The brand's mascot is based on a late 2020s meme called Grunch Dick. So many things are left in the past. There's not enough people left alive for political parties to exist. The internet feels like a distant memory, and after the turn of events, not many people can say that their faith is unshaken. The states are fully submerged. One refuge remains as a monument to the ways of the past, a mecca of civilization. The one true refuge. Ohio. Cleveland, Ohio. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, in spite of all things, continues to grow. After the fallout, 3 civilians took it upon themselves to keep the lights on and the spirit of rock and roll alive. What once stood as a tribute to Anthony Kiedis has been toppled like the statue of a fallen dictator, replaced by a stack of chocolate starfish and the hot dog flavored water discs. Jimi Hendrix's first guitar has been crudely painted over with the phrase, "Hinder rules," rules spelled with a Z. The inductions are done on a handheld camcorder, broadcast onto public access stations for those lucky enough to still be alive and able to view them. This is the story of the most recent induction.
I remember when I first met Aaron Bruno. It was 1993 in Pasadena, and I was sitting on the block in between the skate shop and the Hard Rock Cafe. You know, the place across from that old concrete building that sold snow cones out in the front and was an adult video store out back.
Wait, which one?
You know, like the one that was always going out of business? Had the big dick that said choice meats on it spray painted out front.
Oh yeah, that one.
So I'm sitting there.
Hey, hang on a sec. I just want to make sure I get this straight. Was it Ronaldo's skate shop or the one near the mall?
Ronaldo's, I think.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there eating my snow cone, and this guy shows up, about 43 years of age, tall, skinny, jaunty face, says he's running from something. Now, I had no idea what he was talking about, yammering on about a bad wolf and the hollow moon, so I figured this guy is lost in the sauce and could probably use some food. I took him into the Hard Rock Cafe and ordered us some chicken. Then I just sort of black out. I don't know. There's a hole in my memory. It stops cold.
Yeah, it happens every now and then.
Anyway, I wouldn't see him again until it was 2004 in Quahog, Rhode Island, at the final show of his post-grunge band Hometown Hero. I couldn't believe my eyes. There he was, in the flesh. I pushed my way to the front, and the moment he saw me, he abruptly left the stage, and I was forcibly removed from the venue. We passed like 2 ships in the night, me and him.
I mean, truly though. I mean, Aaron Bruno has been running from it all his lifetime. But what is it? It is whatever you, the listener, want it to be. And that has been the magic that runs throughout the discography of our latest Hall of Fame entry, Aaron Bruno, who you all know as AWOL Nation, as of course you have all pledged loyalty to the AWOL Nation. Fuck our goddamn president, stinky Elon Musk, stinky little Tesla, more like Duh, this company stinks. Anyways.
Damn, that's the most cutting edge satire you can do in this year without getting drone striked immediately.
Whether or not you've been sailing across the AWOL Nation since he broke through in the early 2010s, or you became a fan of his in 2034 with the smash hit Half Italian 2.5, Mr. Bruno has been one of the most forward-thinking and incredible rock musicians to have ever graced the stage.
Look, everyone remembers where they were when they first heard Sail. In the early 2010s, young men bowed before the sacred artifact known as Minecraft and adopted the sounds of AWOL Nation's Sail as an unofficial anthem for their time of worship. Make no mistake, Sail is a wonderful song that deserved the god status it achieved. Well, before President Musk declared all music made by artists other than Girl Boss Supreme Grimes illegal. Anyway, but Aaron Bruno's magnum opus had yet to come. When AWOL Nation released Hollow Moon Bad Wolf in 2015, a very clear message was revealed onto the universe. Aaron Bruno is in danger. Aaron screams about being bitten by wolves, hiding in locations that are impossible to locate, and merely taking up space as opposed to living. People laughed at Hollow Moon Bad Wolf, including ourselves at first. It's hard not to laugh at the song, given its many musical twists and turns that don't entirely flow together. A wise elder once commented that this song sounds like 3 songs melted together into a confusing Red Riding Hood tale. But what is life if not a multiple confusing experiences melted into a barely comprehensible wolf allegory? Aaron Bruno disappeared shortly before the Great Flood of 2037. Most believe he elected to walk directly into the water. We know the truth. He's watching us from the center of the Hollow Moon. Thank you, Aaron. Welcome to the 2054 class of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And just this song, truly, no bits aside, just like I'm so glad I heard this song. Like my life is better after hearing this song from a listener's perspective.
Oh my god!
This one's staying in rotation to me. Like just as a good banger. Like I will exercise, I will run to this song, which take away all of the weird analyzing we have done, which is just a self punishment, I suppose, to analyze songs such as this. But this song was definitely just made for people to run to. But it will mean more to me than just a running song. But I will run to it, and I will remember the good times I had with my friends and the good times I had with Aaron Bruno. Please, Aaron, if you somehow hear this, give us the closest available seats at the next AWOL Nation show when quarantine is over. We will be there. We will be going fucking crazy to this song. You will never have seen a crowd go crazy to this song. Like Sail will be nothing in comparison to how hard we go to this song.
Yeah.
Please allow us to do that for you and for us.
We will open up a pit of biblical proportions.
Yes.
It is truly insane though that like the highest peak and the lowest valley of the series were both on the same episode. This was on the same episode as Renegades.
God.
Yeah.
Like we hit a huge peak, and then as soon as we hit that peak, fucking down the most down bad we have ever been. But
yeah, it was brutal.
But this song is incredible. Like this song is legitimately incredible. Like I was listening to it like as I was editing this post last night, and just having so much fun. It's just such a fun song, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait to get in the pit and with y'all at the first post-COVID AWOL Nation concert. I'm so happy. The song makes me so happy. I love it so much.
Give Aaron something. We should. Is there a way to mail Aaron something? We should make a plaque or a trophy.
We should get him a fruit basket. Let's get him a fruit basket.
We should mail Aaron
a paper mache Hollow Moon.
Yes. Oh, can you do that, Alex?
Probably.
Oh my god. Okay, so Aaron Bruno, we're gonna make a paper mache. It's not a bomb. We swear it's not a bomb. It's gonna
Yeah,
look
pop,
like,
bust
it's gonna
it
look like
open.
one.
There's gonna be nothing inside.
It's a
Hollow
hollow
moon,
moon.
baby.
Oh my god. But that is it. That is the best and the worst of the car commercial number ones. 115 songs, the 10 best, the 10 worst. Again, find the post softsounds.substack.com. I don't know if I mentioned this in the last podcast, but the Soft Sounds newsletter is gonna go weekly, like next week.
Oh yeah.
Like we already hit our goal to go weekly. Like it's like we hit the goal to start it like way back in January, but we were too in the midst of car commercial music to like get a good proper start on that. But as we were finishing up the car commercial number ones, we hit the 150 goal, and so the newsletter is going weekly. So we've hopefully we got an interview coming up. That's gonna be our next post on Tuesday. An interview that Natalie conducted that I'm very excited to put out. And then of course our Q1 favorites for the year, and then a bunch of other stuff we have planned. Very excited to get the newsletter rolling along. And of course, as I mentioned at the top of the episode, the car commercial culture stream.
Hell
Of
yeah.
course, I will be there. Alex will be there. Gavin made the damn playlist, so of course he's there. AJ will be there as a stream master. Barely Marsh will be our special guest throughout the entire stream. Bunch of pod people are going to be on the stream itself. Let me pull up the list so we kind of like have we know everyone. Obviously, special guest. Rianna,
Oh fuck! This is in
Shamir.
3 days.
Yeah, it's in
Oh,
3
yeah.
days as we're
Wow.
recording this. So if you're hearing this on Patreon, it's in 2 days, and if you're hearing this on Spotify when it comes out,
Tonight.
literally like tonight, as if you're listening to this like as soon as the episode comes out. But we got again, Rose is gonna be there, Ethan's gonna be there, Natalie's gonna be there, Lily's gonna be there, Josiah's gonna be there, Jake's gonna be there, and then of course Rianna, Shamir, Chris, and Molly. Super excited to get this stream and hope to God that we don't get taken down multiple times like we did the last time.
Yeah.
we are prepared this time. We are prepared, but I am so fucking excited for this stream. It's gonna be a fun time. We hope you all join us. And otherwise, though, any final thoughts on the car commercial number ones? Any lasting impressions? And we'll have we're not gonna reveal details though. Actually, before I let y'all take the floor, we do know what the next series is going to be. If you're in our Patreon, you know it's going to be the 90s rock number ones. We're going to look at the 90s charts. We have the playlist already up. So hey, if you want an early sneak preview of the 90s rock number ones,
Ooh.
join us on Patreon. Just $1 a month. You get episodes 48 hours early. And you get access to our Discord server. We have a really fun. The community there is really fun. I have a blast every day tuning in, seeing what our listeners and what the cast members are talking about and listening to, and a bunch of other jazz. It's a really fun time. Highly recommend joining just for that alone. You know, like that's been the greatest gift of it all, is that, you know, when you do a podcast, sometimes it is like an isolating experience of like, you don't truly know like, you know, who your fans are and what they think of the episodes. But like every week, it's been so much fun doing the car commercial number ones, and then like getting feedback from the fans and having bits at the ready because our fans are absolute little freaks who discover stuff for us.
Yeah, I worry what this means for future streams, because when I was curating content for the Butt Rock and car commercial streams, I did not have the input of the
That's
fans.
true.
But now that there is an outlet for them to send me stuff directly, that means I just have like an army of people doing research on the funniest shit I can find from all the corners of YouTube. Like, not to say that the stream coming up on Friday is going to be bad, because spoiler alert, I put a lot of effort into it and it's going to be so much fun. I really hope everyone listening comes out. Bring a beverage, bring whatever, just have fun with us. It'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
But I fear, because like we already divided all the 90s up or whatever, and it's a lot. Like it's a lot. And there's a lot of different artists, so that means there's a lot of avenues I can go down.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be fun, and you're going to want to be part.
There's going to be 10 main episodes, and then like we're going to do a shoulda beens. We may end up doing like 2, maybe 3 shoulda beens. There's so much stuff, either that's on the cutting room floor or is stuff that like somehow didn't go number 1. Like literally alone. Like I could make a playlist. Gavin's already made his own playlist. Alex can make their own playlist, and then the fans can make their own playlist. Like we could there's so much stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of wells to unpack. So if you've enjoyed this series and the Butt Rock one, like the next one's gonna be the wildest, most involved one. So you're definitely gonna want to be part of our Discord, which is amazing and cool, and everyone's really nice. So just $1, you can just hop in there, chat, about this, chat about anything, give us music recommendations. We don't care. It's a lot of fun.
And $8 a month, you can make us listen to a bunch of terrible music if you want to.
If you want to make us listen to an entire X Ambassadors album, you probably could do that as long as it's like 10 songs.
But yeah, that any final thoughts, Alex, before we wrap up?
No.
We live in hell.
Yeah,
we live in hell.
Yeah. I'm just kind of, I don't know. I'm done now, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Ready to move on to the happiest time of our lives.
In the wise words of the last shitty KG Elephant song, I am ready to let go.
So yeah, we are fully letting go to the car commercial.
That wasn't the last Cage the Elephant song.
They're all the same song. We've debated that some of them were good and some of them were bad.
I am so happy to leave this music behind.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm spoilers. We're gonna have some bonus episodes. I don't know what capacity it'll be in. It could be like just Patreon only stuff, but we are going to keep talking about this universe for a little bit longer.
I think it's all people enjoy or laugh at.
Yeah.
No extras, which but it's a lot of fun stuff planned. So keep in touch. Keep the Discord going.
Yeah.
It's fun.
We could do a Jared stream. If you want us to do a Jared stream, please let us know.
I would not subject Alex to that, but I may come up with some kooky shit on my own.
But yeah, anyways,
there's a lot of Jared Leto funny moments compilations on YouTube, and none of them are funny. So,
but yeah, that will do it for us. We will see you all this Friday for the car commercial stream, and then just throughout the next few months, with just random podcast episodes and whatnot, and of course, the '90s Rock #1 series, which we'll reveal the premiere date for on the stream. So hey, want more info on that? Tune in this Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern on the Indieheads podcast YouTube channel. We will see you all later. Bye-bye.
Oh, one more thing.
Okay.
Also, just quick plug, Sauna app eventually. Sometime in the next month.
Yeah.
Remember real music.
Yeah, remember real music. Oh yeah, but speaking of Discog Breakdown, so we have obviously the Phil Everham series where we're gonna hopefully wrap that up before we begin the 90s rock series, but we also have
not going to occur. We will do at least 2 episodes, which considering the next 2 albums are Sauna, which Jake and I both think are maybe the best Mountaineering album, and A Crow Looked at Me. It's a pretty tall order. We're gonna spend a lot of time on those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I will say we have 2 hopeful Discog Breakdown series that will premiere.
Yes.
In the near future. Obviously, I can confirm at the very least the Death Grips Discog Breakdown that will premiere in late April. Very excited to get going on that pretty soon. And then the eventual Animal Collective Discog Breakdown, hopefully that gets ready to go, because I know Natalie and Rose have already have like EPs in the can, so it's just like kind of waiting for them to hit a certain point.
I am actually holding it up. I'm supposed to be on the Merryweather Post Pavilion episode, and I have not been able to find time for it, but that will also happen during this break.
Yes. So yeah, we need like, once the stream is over, we need a break from the charts, but we are gonna come back better than ever with just a bunch of really like so many good songs. Like, listeners, you really don't fully realize so many good songs on this list, like entire episodes where I can't even say a song is bad. Like that, I could even say that during the Butt Rock era, like, it's going to be a good time.
Butt Rock era had at least 2 or 3 bad songs per episode. Some of them had a lot of bad songs, but this series is just good. It's a lot of really good music.
Yeah. But so yeah, that's it. Well, we will see you all next time this Friday for the stream, And then obviously throughout the next few months with various podcasts and content we have planned. So we'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.
Never meant to be so cold.